is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
All righty, there we go. Let's get ready for a little EJDconstruction.com Miami Dolphins report with the one and only Omar Kelly. We await Omar. There he is. He's back.
I had to go get my stats.
Oh yeah, what stats do you need? What kind of stats are you? What are you enlightening us about?
Duke Johnson and that nice contract that he got to finish the season. I thought, as I said to you yesterday, bad decision not to sign him for 2022. Could have got the deal done for $2 million.
Nah.
Now watch.
You got to go get
as Fat Joe says, when he finishes the season and you could see he's the catalyst for this run game, price is going to go up. I'm warning you.
Did you watch the game last night?
Which one?
There's only one game on last night.
Yeah,
last night.
I fell asleep on it, but I watched. Yeah, that was interesting. That
defense has stifled them twice this year.
They got their number. They got their number.
Except in the playoffs, obviously. They got their number in the regular season. But I kept thinking throughout that entire game, oh my God, how's the Miami offense going to score on New Orleans? Because Davenport and what's it called? The other end, the one that's been there forever. What's his name? His dad played for
Cameron Jordan.
Jordan. And you know, damn, dude, those are bookends that are going to be a pain in the ass.
Listen, Duke's got it. Duke's got it, baby. Duke's got vision, man. I'm telling you, the last back, the vision that Frank Gore had, the lamps to see run lanes setting up, that's a gift. Duke has it. Like, I'm glad he's here, and I'm glad he's going to get the chance to finish out the season with Miami. And I would have him as a starter and not look back, because it's clearly different. And I know it was just the Jets, but let's see it against New Orleans.
Right. That's where I'm not going to get excited, because he's never done this in his career, and he's had plenty of opportunities.
Come on, 22 touchdowns. Don't say he's never done it.
Omar, he's never been a guy that they ever counted on as running the ball. He's only been a pass catcher throughout his career. Go look at it. This was his first 100-yard rushing game, I think.
Circumstances. He scored 22 touchdowns in his career. That's not a small amount.
That's pass catching.
Not a small. It don't matter. Not a small amount. Go look at his
stats every year.
Don't matter. Nobody else on this team has scored 22 touchdowns.
I get that. But his whole career is he catches more than he runs. They've always used him as a pass catcher, not as a runner.
I promise you, Gesicki ain't got 22 touchdowns. I promise you, Devontae doesn't have 22 touchdowns. Duke is not like some. Yes, as I said to you yesterday, circumstances, and they got Nick Chubb. Like, okay, yes, of course he's not going to be a featured back when Nick Chubb is in your backfield. And
they have Nick Chubb 7 years ago, bro.
Bro, come on, man.
When he was first there, they didn't have Nick Chubb.
It's Cleveland, bro.
It doesn't matter what it is.
Cleveland.
You're a prisoner. You're a prisoner of the moment, bro. Just like
no.
The facts are he's never done this.
Okay,
those are the facts.
Doesn't mean he doesn't have the facts.
That's the reality.
He has talent.
So let's see. But
best UM back in school yardage history. Like you think that's easy?
He's not even close to being.
And he played for.
He's not.
He's Al Golden.
My man, I don't care what he did at the U. There's a whole bunch of backs better than him at the U. A whole bunch.
Who?
What? Edrin James. What? I'll take Alonzo Highsmith over him every day of the week and twice on Sundays.
Okay.
Anderson back in the day. We'll take him over him.
I'm not talking about
we'll take McGahee over him.
Backs.
He was a nice back at the U. Don't get carried away now. Don't get carried away, bro. Him and Lamar,
Who owns the
nice
rushing records?
backs.
Who
They were nice
owns the
backs.
rushing records?
I don't care about those stats. It doesn't matter to me, bro. He can't hold a candle to Edge. He's nowhere
Okay.
near Edge, bro.
He's a Hall of
Nowhere.
Famer. What you want me to do? What you want me to say?
He's nowhere near Clinton Portis as a running back. Running back. Okay? He and Lamar Smith never really were, and Lamar made it more as a running back than Duke did. And neither one really was
You
a
mean
great
Lamar Miller? Yeah.
Lamar Miller, yes. Lamar Miller made it even more as a running back than Duke, but neither one of them were the kind of guys that scared you as a running back. Let's stay in reality, bro. Let's not be fans and put on pom-poms and make it what it is, bro. Clinton Portis is a real running back.
I didn't say Clinton wasn't a real running back. All I'm saying is you're disrespecting Duke because of what he wasn't able to accomplish for a crappy team led by crappy coaches with more talented backs on them. And yeah, he ended up in Houston and it kind of, went sideways in Houston. And then he was out the league for a minute before the Dolphins claimed him. Like, these are things that happen to a lot of good players. Circumstances, people playing ahead of you, talent on the roster. A lot of players fall between the cracks. That doesn't mean that they're not talented. Like,
I didn't say he was talented. Duke has a talent, and it's pass catching. There's nothing wrong. You make it sound like this is an indictment. This is who he's been, and there's nothing wrong with that.
He's more than that.
He's never been more than that.
Because
only
of
your
circumstances. He averages like 4.2 yards per carry. It doesn't mean he hasn't had the opportunity to be a featured back.
Yeah, he has. Yes, he's had.
No,
he's had the opportunity. Yes, he has, dude. You always have the opportunity every week. You're on a roster to make an impression on your coaching staff and saying, "All right, let's start him." He had opportunities throughout his career of starting and trying to build it as a running back, and it never worked out for him, dude. I know, man. I'm a fantasy player. Duke Johnson's the guy we get as a flex for receiving because that's what he does. That's what he's been. And there's nothing wrong with that. Detroit had a guy for several years that was more of a pass catcher than a running back, and he's terrific at it. There's nothing wrong with that, Omar. And Duke made a terrific little career out of being a pass catcher out of the backfield. Right now, he needs to get the job because he's the only guy that produced a 100-yard game. So now we'll say, all right, Duke, let's see if you can do it again. And if he does it again in the next couple of weeks, now we can say, well, maybe he found something. But right now, overreacting on one game against a terrible
I'm telling you, we will revisit this conversation. There's a different level of runner, and the people who have those vision to find running lanes, and Duke has it, those are the players that can exceed behind crappy O-lines. What does the Dolphins have? They've got a crappy O-line. I'm telling you, this is the answer. This is the recipe. And while you sit and you think that Duke is just a pass catcher, I promise you, he can be more. He was more at UM. He's been more in his NFL career. 22 touchdowns ain't nothing to sneeze at, bro. That's a healthy career for a situational player.
Right. When you're a pass catcher, that's what you get those kind of opportunities. So I wanted to show you something.
Okay.
Because our boy Charles Harris, speaking of turning the corner late, yesterday in the Lions dominating win of the Cardinals, former defensive end Charles Harris had 12 tackles and 1.5 sacks yesterday. He is now has 7.5 sacks on the year, 21st in the league.
He
has two forced fumbles, 23rd in the league. Now, look at the note I put at the bottom. In Miami, played defensive end. In Detroit, it's what Omar said every single time. Play him at linebacker. And at linebacker, he has found a home, Omar. I mean, Dan Campbell sucks as a head coach, but I got to give Dan Campbell some credit. He he's given this young man a
We
home.
the
And did
Dolphins
exactly what you said.
used him. The Dolphins used him as an outside linebacker here under Flores. Charles Harris had more.
Yeah, but that was at the end. That was at the end. Yeah.
Charles Harris had more opportunity than anybody I know that has come on the Dolphins roster within the last 14 years. Charles Harris had opportunity after opportunity after opportunity after opportunity after opportunity. And part of the hey, he's always had athletic ability. He's, sometimes it's in their head and they've got mental issues and they got drama. And there was something going on with Charles, which always made a disconnect here. Yeah. I mean, sometimes guys just can't handle this environment. I mean, I remember some of the weirdest press conferences with Charles Harris, and finding God and this and that and this. I'd just be like, yeah, this guy is lost. And props to him for keeping his career going. Sometimes you need to be cut and you need to be on your last lifeline, like a Duke Johnson.
Chris Carter.
Yeah,
Chris Carter had the alcohol issues. They cut him from the Eagles. And he signs with the Vikings.
Yeah,
and he ends up in the Hall of Fame, because he found the fall guy and he played a really good career.
I remember. I won't say
Omar didn't pick up on that. Go ahead, Omar. I'm sorry.
No, I didn't pick up on that. I don't remember Chris Carter's career.
Just look Chris Carter fall guy on YouTube, and you'll laugh your ass off.
I remember
he was at a rookie symposium.
Yeah, and I've seen that.
If you're gonna do something, get a fall guy.
Yeah, so, and I don't disagree with him. One of your homies, they riding with you. They can hold your weed, like they can hold your guns. Like, hey,
that's not advice, kids. Do not listen to Omar Kelly. That is not advice. Don't hang around. Don't have guns. Don't do the illegal stuff. And don't throw your friends under the bus with your illegal stuff. Do not listen to Omar Kelly and Chris Carter.
It's not throwing your friends under the bus. Somebody got to take the fall for you. If you're the money maker, somebody got to take the fall for you. If you're going
edit this out, don't like they tell the jury about pay no attention to what the defendant just said. Whatever. Just.
I'm giving you real life logic and game. If you don't want to take it, hey, listen.
No.
Hood rules. The guy who's got the most to lose cannot be the one taking the fall. Like this is like hood logic. Chris Carter was spitting game. But I remember, and this is an interesting story, and I'm not going to say the player's name, but he was a very high profile player for the Miami Dolphins. He was a bust earlier in his career. And then his financial advisor stole all his money, like every drop. He was entering, I think, his fourth year contract time, and was dead broke. And that guy turned himself in from a disappointment to an elite player. And that's just desperation. And sometimes that's what's going to happen to you. You gotta have team shut the door on you like Miami and Atlanta did, because remember Miami traded him to Atlanta. He sucked there too. Charles Harris, the lines were probably his last line, last lifeline, and he's props to him. I'm happy for him because he's always been athletically talented. I remember his first year he got here, he was a first round pick, and everybody kept raving about how much of an athletic freak he was. And this is when he was on a team with Olivier Vernon and Charles Harris. And I never liked the pick from day one. It just didn't make any sense to me. But the kid had athletic ability, and props to him for doing that. I mean, he's not the first or the last Dolphins player who will thrive somewhere else.
Yeah, I thought I was impressed, with him, because I'm always impressed with people that are willing to, fight through adversity, because life's going to fucking kick your ass all the time. You know what I'm saying? It's always going to nail you, and you can't do anything about it. It's one of those things that you're going to, you're going to get knocked down, and the question is, can you get back up?
Absolutely, no
And do the
question
right.
about it. That's what life does to you on a regular basis. If you're a grown adult and
Yep.
you got things you gotta deal with.
Isaiah Ford, you know what I mean? Isaiah
Yep.
Ford is not giving up on himself, and we're watching that. And so I'm watching Charles Harris, and I got to say, man, I'm impressed. I'm impressed watching him, turn his career around. And again, it reminds me a lot of you
Yeah,
because every time I see him thriving at linebacker, I don't know how many
that
effing
that
years
like that was that was
from
obvious.
day one. Yeah, I didn't agree with you early on. I was like, no, leave him at defensive end. They think but you from day one, you said he was a linebacker. Day freaking one.
You know what? Sometimes it
And
just
maybe his career takes a different path with the Dolphins if he starts at linebacker right
probably
from day one. Maybe.
it just didn't make any sense. But you know another move that's really sneaking under the radar for this team. Jerome Baker going back to outside linebacker, because remember, he was an outside linebacker before Flores got here and said, hey, you're going to be the inside linebacker. You're going to be the focal point of our defense. And it's not like he performed poorly in that role.
Right, but he's not a thumper. He's not a thumper. If you're going to put him inside, you need meat. You need guys that can move.
It's not just meat. And
you're going to collide against guards, dude. You
Jerome's got a lot of talent, and Jerome, I have never seen a guy who can time blitzes so well than Jerome. Now, you haven't really seen it for the Dolphins yet, and I don't know why you haven't really seen it for the Dolphins. And yeah, I know he had 7 sacks last year. He had 2 sacks yesterday. But I'm telling you,
he had
the timing on his blitzes is immaculate, and we haven't seen him to his full development. Now they're asking him to set the edge. I'm not sure I feel it or like it.
Again, meat.
But
he's not that guy.
Yeah, but him doing that has allowed Jalen Phillips to play a different role. Him doing that has allowed Alandon Robertson, Duke Riley to play a more prominent role.
Which is more inside for those guys.
Yeah, I think this defense could take off when they add a real inside linebacker, a 3-down inside linebacker. No disrespect to Landon and Duke, and
you're talking about that. You're talking about that physical, athletic freak is what they need inside. I know what you're saying.
And listen, they're playing well right now. So maybe if they continue to play like this, I mean, they are doing some ridiculous stuff statistically, defensively wise.
Yeah, that's why the beginning of that game was like so frustrating, dude.
It's a bye week.
They're coming off the bye and they weren't sharp, dude.
Coming off the bye, they didn't have Holland. The Jets were throwing just everything at them. The Jets were just doing motion to try to confuse them and create breakdowns, and it was working for a little while. But that's what I like about and I always gotta say this about Josh Boyer. And I people always twist everything that I say around and make it seem like it's something else. But Josh Boyer is my favorite of all the defensive coordinators that I've ever covered with the Dolphins. And the reason why is because I get excited about going to Sunday's game and knowing what his challenges will be, seeing what his answers to those challenges are, and the game plan. The Nick Needham at safety, perfection. Just that you had so many different guys, Brandon Jones, Eric Rowe. You could have put Justin Coleman there. You could have put Nick Needham. What made the most sense for the Dolphins? It was Nick Needham playing safety. Yeah. Like you know, the Jerome Baker move, the changing of Jalen Phillips' role, how they used the defensive linemen. Like
I told you, I wasn't satisfied with Eric Rowe playing free safety. That would not have gone.
Yeah.
Well. He doesn't have that range. But Needham, I love that move. Let me give you something. Ultimate respect this week. Dolphins didn't blitz a young quarterback as much as they should have without Javon Holland. Wow.
They blitzed him.
No, not like they blitzed other guys.
But I mean, you don't have Holland, so how are you going to do that?
that's my point, Omar.
Yeah.
Ultimate respect for Javon Holland, that they said, we don't have our center fielder. Even if we're playing this kid, I don't want to screw around. We're not going to put other guys. They didn't even expect Nick Needham to do what Javon Holland's doing as a rookie, dude.
Who would expect Nick Needham to do it?
He's a rookie.
He's a top 5. He's a top 5 player on the team right now.
I know, but he's still awesome. He's a rookie.
Yeah,
he's gonna get better. A freaking rookie. And the defensive coordinator said, "I'm without my guy. I don't trust you guys enough to be blitzing the way we have
still blitz
without my center fielder." That's badass.
They still blitz. They just brought different blitzes.
They didn't blitz nearly as much as they blitzed the last couple of weeks. And we're talking about a quarterback that you should have blitzed him to hell.
Nah. I don't know if that's the right approach for Zach Wilson. I think you just sit back and you make him throw.
He's a turnover machine.
He can't read the field. So
that's why you blitz the crap out of him, dude.
But then he can run out of pressure, though. He can run out of pressure, and he's got the arm to beat you.
Exactly. That tells you that without Javon Holland, they stayed more conservative because it's the Jets, and they felt they could probably get away with it that way. But if they would have had Javon Holland, they would have made a freaking nightmare for that kid.
They are such a complex defense, and I don't think Dolphin fans truly understand how complex. Dolphins fans see players go in and out, and in and out, and they see guys serving different roles. They generally don't ask players to do things that they're not good at, or they're so package based that guys have come off the field when they know that this could potentially be a challenge for them. I mean, if you think about this Dolphins defense, there are 1, 2, 3, 4 players who play every down. That's it. Everybody else in every role is interchangeable. Like, think about Eric Rowe. Eric Rowe doesn't even play as much as he used to play. He doesn't even have the same roles. Yet he's second on the team in tackles. But he has this very specific role. Same thing with Brandon Jones. Brandon Jones is not an every game starter.
No, not yet.
He's a specific starter in a specific role. Only guys that play all the time is the 2 cornerbacks, Holland and Jerome Baker. That's it. That's everybody else. Even Emmanuel Agba is not an every down player.
Yeah. They keep him there most of it, but yeah, they do take him out once in a while. You're right.
It's all package based. And I used to, and I've said this to Josh. I spent like 14 years watching the Patriots and never being able to fully understand, what are they in? Are they in a 3-4? They're in a 4-3. What defense are they playing? Is this a nickel? Is this a dime? Or is this a quarters? They are, and you watch the Dolphins and you see they do the same thing. You can rarely ever figure out what they're doing or what they're in or what their intentions are, because there's so many moving pieces and so many interchangeable pieces. If you don't watch every game and every play, you don't really understand the intricacies of the hybrid. And you hear so many teams talk about hybrid defenses. Like, I remember one of these Dolphins defensive coordinators used to run a hybrid defense. I think it might have been Kevin Coyle. And I thought it was a weak hybrid because it was a fake hybrid. It wasn't no hybrid. It was a 4-3 with a little bit of elephant package. This defense, it's a true hybrid because based on the opponent, you never know what they're going to look like. They morph into different things every single week.
Yeah.
And they change how they play every single week. And you never know how they're going to play until they actually line up. And
on Friday, we'll talk about how they're going to line up. Actually, you know what? We'll probably talk about it also on Monday, because now that I think about it, there's no Sunday for you this week.
There you go. You're right.
It's a Monday. So on Monday, I'm sure we'll talk about it on the show.
I'll be a little twisted in Bourbon Street. You gotta pull back that for me.
So you're traveling. Wow.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
I'm doing the final stretches of the game. I don't know why I chose these games, because they're horrible day trips. like a month. But I get to go to New Orleans.
Who are you kidding? You chose it because Nashville's ass kicking, and Bourbon Street is party town.
But I'm going there.
Don't give me this BS. I don't know why
I go to Bourbon Street. No, I'm not there to party. Number one, I go to New Orleans for the food to begin with, because
that's partying for me.
Oh,
I don't need to be drunk on the floor or anything like that, dude.
I don't even.
I may have one drink, one cigar, and a great meal, and that's a party for me, bro. I'm 55, bro. It ain't party like when I was 25.
Listen, hey, but this young Dolphins media contingent, you've just inspired me. They haven't seen me on the road. They haven't been part of the turn up, the Dolphins turn up. And I do need to let them. They haven't, and I haven't traveled. So
there's a bunch of youngins on the.
It's a bunch of young boys.
Yeah,
and they need to be shown the way. They truly do need to be shown the way, and New Orleans is just the town to do it.
No doubt. You got to go to the Hustler.
I don't like New Orleans strippers. It's just.
I've never walked into any of the New Orleans strip clubs.
Oh my God, they got bullet wounds and stab marks. I
mean, you see them from the streets. So what the hell do I want to go in there? You know what I'm saying?
I
have two places, and this is the weirdest thing. I've been in New Orleans a crap ton because I end every Senior Bowl there on Friday night. That's
absolutely
where I end every year on Friday night, and I've never walked into any of the strip clubs, and I've been to Vegas a ton. Never been to a strip club in Vegas. Yet I've been to almost every strip club here in South Florida and done shows in half of them. So, okay. So it's funny. Like here, I've been to the strip clubs and worked at them, obviously.
Yeah, I mean,
that's usually why I'm in strip clubs. And I guess that's why I haven't gone to Vegas and New Orleans, because I'm not really working doing a show.
I'm sorry. South Florida strip clubs are legendary. Like, and that's the thing. They raised the bar. Like, it's like
Booby Trap, Cheetah.
Yeah, like they raised the bar, so everything else is like booty. It's like, no, I'm good.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, because when scouts would come in, I haven't been doing it the last couple of years, but they'd ask me to, hey, what's the best gentleman's club to go enjoy a cigar, and so I'd end up with a scout or some kind of a personnel.
Yeah, you got to be.
Although now that I think about it, I haven't done it in a few years because of everything that's gone on, and I think most of these guys are staying away from that kind of stuff already. At this point.
Got to, especially what's going on now. You make me rethink my whole young boy turn up situation here in New Orleans, because I can't come home and have the Rona.
No, definitely, and you shouldn't also have glitter on you too. That's also not a good thing.
Hey man, listen, I'm used to the glitter on me. Like, I just good bath or two takes it off.
All right, follow him on Twitter at Omar Kelly. Catch his work there at the South Florida Sunset.
My wife goes to strip clubs with me, so I got no shame. Like, my wife, let my wife know I'm going to Tootsie's and not invite her. She's upset.
Wow.
She wants that lobster dinner.
Oh,
trust me.
By the way, Tootsie's does have a good dinner. They actually have
amazing.
They actually have a chef back there. They don't have a cook.
No.
They actually have a chef back there.
I go to Tootsie's just to eat.
I know. Yeah. No, you're right. I mean, it's great views while you're eating. So, there's nothing wrong with that.
Get a massage. I need a shoulder rub. Get a massage.
Yeah. When you walk in, all you see is that yellow sign, and it has this dangerous curves ahead. And that's it. Now you're at Tootsie's, or one of our terrific establishments down here in South Florida. All right, support him on the Sun Sentinel. Make sure you subscribe, and he'll be back on Friday, ready to rock and roll. Oh, thank you as always, my friend.
All right, talk to you later.
You got it. That is Omar Kelly.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.